Alright guys, here we go. This is a 20 horse Briggs Stratton. This is how I've got it wired for a, I'm using the stock key. And I have a kill switch here. Alright, let me explain to you what I've done. I've cut, there's yellow wire. This is going to be to your mowing deck engagement. Where I've cut these two yellow wires, they run to the bottom of the stock wiring harness for this key switch. Okay, I cut those off. And what I've done, that just eliminates the safety switch. What I've done, the orange wire from the bottom of that stock key switch is going to run, you'll have an orange wire that comes out and it'll run down here to your ignition. This is what engages the starter when you turn your key over to start it. This side of the post, this cable will run to your starter. Alright. This hot wire is coming from your battery to this side of the solenoid here. You also have another little red wire coming off of it that goes back up to the key ignition that gives it fire. Alright, and when you turn that key off, it shuts the fire off to it. But I've actually got that part unhooked. That's the reason why I use this. Alright. Off of my solenoid, I have a ground wire that goes to the body ground, which is this black wire right here. I've got it tied into that. Okay, that kills my motor when I turn that toggle switch, and it also gives me a ground wire for my headlights. Now, the other side of the kill switch, this is my wiring harness, runs right here. I've got it tied in right here. I've got it spliced with a little bit of yellow. I made an extender. My wire wasn't long enough. But it runs up. This wire is not hooked up. So it runs up inside of my little wiring harness. One of the black wires comes out here to your headlight for your ground wire. And it also goes right here inside of this big thick wire. I've got it hooked up to the coil on the bottom of it, and that kills my motor when I flip that switch. You know, up is on and down is off. The two red wires, or I'm sorry, the two wires that come out from underneath your motor, you have a red and a white. Red's your charging wire. White is your headlight wire. Okay, that runs, the red wire runs all the way back up. Actually, red and white runs into this key ignition. Okay. When you turn this key position to there, that's your headlights. When you turn it there, that's charging. That's putting all the current from that stator to charging. Okay, and then there's your starter. I don't have no power hooked up to a battery yet. But that is how it works. Basically, you have to make you a charging wire. That's how I've got mine hooked up. But if you're going to wire this for a push button, what you will do is you will run this red wire to the same side. You will not run it up to that key. You'll run this red wire over there back to the same side over here to your battery side that's coming from your battery that charges your battery. Okay? You will run this orange wire to your push button. You'll also run another wire from your push button back to let's see. Yeah. Back to this side. Your hot wire. That way it's hot. Alright. Then you'll run this wire straight to your starter, still the same thing. Make you a ground, and that's how you do that one. I'll show you here real quick on the Dirty Murray. I'm going to have to set my phone down just a second so I'll get the hood off. Okay, now we're out here at the Dirty Murray. What I have is my red and white wire right here runs down. The red wire runs straight to my solenoid. Okay? And then from my solenoid, it runs up to my push button. And then from the other prong on the push button, it runs to that little prong that's sticking off of your solenoid there. And if you're going to put your kill switch, you wire the kill switch the same way. Also, if you're going to run headlights, you can run your toggle switch for this white wire that comes out of that motor. You'll run it to a toggle switch and then run the other end to your headlights. And that's how you'll get your headlights coming off and on. But I hope this helps anybody that's trying to wire a opposed twin motor. If not, give me some comments and ask me more info, and I'll try my best to help you. Thank you. Alright guys, puppet kicker. We are about to get this thing right here wired. What I've done already is, you know, most of these wide body Murrays, they have these little plastic fins right here on the side. Well, I've taken the passenger side off. If you're riding a lawnmower, the passenger side. Taken it off, and I've mounted my solenoid because I want mine to be up higher just in case I do go through some water. You know, I'm not going to be worried, you know, if it's going to get submerged or whatever, but that should be plenty high enough. As you can tell, I have the colors on here on my bolts. They're blue, red, black, and yellow. I'm going to get the wires ran, and I'll show you how I've got it all hooked up just here in a second. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, what I'm doing is I'm taking these quick connects right here for my winch. You get the little piece out of the inside of them, which is this right here. Put it on top of your, or put it down on your cable. Take some pliers. Crimp it down real good. And what I do is just take a little piece of tape, go around the very end of them right there, in between the wire and the connector. Not much. You shove them back inside of here. They have a certain way that they have to set up on there. So push them there, you'll hear it click. Just like that. Alright guys, I've got it done. As you can tell, I've got my winch hooked up, and it runs up here. It runs to this quick connect that I made right here. Runs all the way up to here. Runs on underneath of there. Runs up to there. To my solenoid. Okay. These two wires right here is for my controls. As you can tell, the winch does work. But I also have this. And this is for my control right here. Hooks up just like a regular winch lead. And that is for, I can extend this, you know, cut that zip tie, and I can be off of my mower while I'm in the mud. And as you can tell, let me get both shots. See? I dedicate